The white one is Paul. Paul is a wether. Bucky's the one on the right. He's the sire.
So Paul thinks he is.
Paul either thinks he is, or, you know, the goats just gave birth, so maybe Paul's doing his job by preventing Bucky from breeding her because she just gave birth.
Paul thinks he's more protective
He's very protective.
of the herd.
But
oh, look at them on the barrels.
He also thinks they're his. It's like he thinks they're his women, which in a way they are. He was here first.
He doesn't realize he can't do anything about it.
He can't. Yeah, he's just a weather. So, but I don't know. Maybe she's in heat, even though she just gave birth. I'm not a goat expert, but she keeps going to Bucky, so it's like she wants it. But either way, it's good that Paul's challenging him because it keeps Bucky on top of his game. You know, he's not the only man in town. I mean, he's the only buck in town, but he's not the only man in town.
Come here.
So,
I got her. David, I got her.
all right, yeah, put her in the chicken yard.
Okay. She's all wet now.
Oh, yeah.
She's getting heavy, too. Come on.
But Paul doesn't really, like, hump them. He just kind of hangs with them. But he also was, like, looking after the babies, too, while the other goats were off eating. And the babies were playing or resting. I wasn't here, Laura was. Paul stayed with the babies and looked after the babies. So he's a good goat either way. Even though he can't breed. Yeah, it's too bad. He might have been a good stud. So yeah, Cutie Pie there, she just had her baby a couple days ago. Ramsey's about to have hers. Paul's like the white knight. He's probably the oldest one here. I've had him since 2019. He's the last of my Nigerians. I got him and his family because my former friend, Judas, we'll call him that, Judas, he had Nigerian dwarfs and they were all dying. And he said it was because they were all inbred. So I went out and bought Paul and his family. All the males were weathered, but the females were fertile. So I bought, 7 of them, I think it was. And then I have a friend who breeds registered Nigerian dwarfs. So I got 2 registered Nigerian bucks. And Paul and his 6 family members. So I think it was 7. So I had 9 goats, and I don't remember how many Judas had left, but like I said, they were dying off. And I would say half of them still died. And Judas only had maybe 7 goats left. I can't remember how many was left, but it wasn't very many. So with my 9-ish, and his 5-ish, let's say it was 5. I don't remember. It wasn't very many. We only had like maybe 15, 20 goats, and we got 15 acres here. So then he tried to tell me that I bought too many goats. It was my fault that they were dying because we had too many goats for 15 acres. These are Nigerian dwarfs, right? And I was like, what? So he's trying to blame me for the goats dying. First it was inbred, then it was my fault. And like I said, 15 goats, maybe 17 tops, and 15 acres, Nigerian dwarfs. I was like, wait a minute, that doesn't even make sense. I don't know much about ghosts, but I know that's a bunch of crap, right? So I started doing some research and found out more about worms and stuff. So I basically had them tested for worms, and they were loaded with parasites. So I went and got Cydectin for them, and Judas would not give them the pharmaceutical. I didn't really like giving them pharmaceutical either, but I didn't want them to die either. And but he refused, and so more goats died. I lost my 2 registered bucks, and I lost half of Paul's family. And so that's when I took over goat care, and I think that was in 2019. I have to go back and look. I have to go back and double check. I think that was 2019. But so yeah, 2 years ago, 2022, we had our falling out, and I only had maybe a half dozen goats left. We had more goats born, but I took over goat maintenance, goat responsibilities, goat care. I didn't know much, but I was learning. And I maybe had, I don't remember now how many I sold. I think I had 6 that I took to the market. 6 plus Paul plus Trig and her baby. That's all was left. He killed the rest. I bought 2 more registered bucks. He killed both of them. Because I was out on the road, and I came home, they were sick and dying. One did die. The other one survived. But then when I was out on the road again, because I'm a truck driver, I came back, and then the other one died. So it's like he wasn't taking very good care of them while I was on the road. Yeah, I took care of their maintenance while I was here, but when I was gone, he was supposed to look after them, but he didn't. In fact, I don't even know if he was killing them on purpose or not. I'm on the road. Well, not now. I'm only on the road for 3 to 6 days at a time, but I was on the road with these guys for 7 to 10 days, and I haven't lost a goat yet. 7 to 10 days at a time. In the last 2 years, I haven't lost a single goat. So, I don't know. Riddle me this. So, when we had our falling out, after he killed a bunch of goats of mine and his in March of 2022, I basically just sold all my goats, except for Paul and Trig, because he was the 3-legged goat, and her baby. Well, then Judas stole Trig and her baby and left Paul behind because he was worthless, because he can't breed. So then I got these females to keep Paul company. I wasn't even planning on keeping them, but I decided to keep them, and then I got Bucky. And now we got babies. And now you know the rest of the story. But Paul turned out to be a pretty good goat. You're a pretty good goat, Paul.
Except for he won't let us touch him.
Except he won't let us pet him. Come here, Paul.
Leave him close.
He don't trust me. See, he got pink eye 2 years ago. And that's not Linda. That's Clarice.
Are you sure?
Oh, yeah. And I had to spray the stuff in his eyes, and I had to stab him in the neck with medicine. So he hasn't let me pet him since. Until recently. He did let me pet him a couple times.
How come she's resting? She's sick of getting humped?
Probably. Well, she keeps going to him, so I don't know.
Maybe she's horny.
I think she is. I thought they didn't go into heat until after they
We're done nursing.
done nursing, but maybe not. Well, Judas told me that, so
Don't believe anything he says.
don't believe anything he says. I have to Google it because half the stuff he told me was bullcrap.
Go into town.
We're going into town. Paul, you do your job. He goes, I am doing my job. Keeping this man off my women. Beep. He's cock blocking Bucky. That's funny. Paul loves them. He can't do anything with them, but he still loves them. He was depressed before I got these guys. Like I said, he was left here alone for a few months, and he was sitting under a tree, and he was all depressed, and I thought he was going to die from depression. So that's the only reason why I got these ladies, just to keep Paul happy, and he was so happy. You never seen this goat so happy before in your entire life. Look at him. He loves her. He was so happy when they showed up. It's okay, Paul. You're so cute. He's a good boy. I'm glad Judas didn't steal him. It all worked out for the good. He killed Trig and her baby, but nothing we can do about that. I think he's only got 3 goats left out of all the ones that he had 5, and then he stole 2 of mine, and he's got 3 left. Go figure.